On a moonlit night, as darkness enveloped the land, my friend set off in his car, heading home. Little did he know, this night would mark the beginning of a series of bizarre and terrifying events. Halfway through his journey, his car suddenly broke down, leaving him stranded in the desolate landscape. As he attempted to fix his vehicle, he caught sight of a spectral figure standing by the roadside. It wasn't an ordinary ghost, but a chilling apparition dressed in black, its eyes burning with rage. My friend tried to flee from this phantom, but it was no use. The ghost pursued him relentlessly, ultimately driving him into a small, eerie town called Black Hollow. This town was haunted by malevolent spirits, and my friend was to be their next victim. Will my friend survive this night of terror? Will he ever make it back home? The unfolding story will reveal the answers. The Hollow Road. The clock on the dashboard glowed a faint green. 11:47 p.m. The road ahead was a black ribbon, unspooling endlessly under the pale light of the moon. My headlights cut through the darkness, but only just. The trees lining the highway stood like silent sentinels, their shadows stretching long and twisted across the asphalt. I tightened my grip on the steering wheel, trying to shake the unease that had been creeping up on me for the past hour. I shouldn't have taken this route. I knew that now. The GPS had suggested it as the fastest way home, but fastest didn't account for the eerie emptiness of this stretch of road. No other cars had passed me in what felt like forever. No gas stations, no rest stops, no signs of life. Just me, my car, and the endless night. The radio had been my only companion, but even that had betrayed me. Static hissed through the speakers, no matter how much I fiddled with the dials. I turned it off, leaving only the hum of the engine and the rhythmic thump of tires on pavement. The silence was worse. I glanced at the rearview mirror. The back seat was empty, of course, but the darkness outside made it feel like something could be lurking just beyond the glass. My imagination was getting the better of me. I shook my head and focused on the road. That's when I saw it. A figure standing on the shoulder of the road. My heart leapt into my throat as my headlights illuminated them for a split second. A man dressed in dark clothes, his face pale and expressionless. He didn't move, didn't react to my car speeding past. Just stood there staring. I exhaled sharply, my hands trembling on the wheel. Just a hitchhiker, I muttered to myself. Nothing to worry about. But something about him felt off. The way he stood so still like a statue. The way his eyes seemed to follow me as I drove by. I checked the rearview mirror again, half expecting to see him standing in the middle of the road, watching me go. But there was nothing, just darkness. I tried to push the image from my mind, but it lingered like a stain on the edge of my thoughts. The road stretched on, and the trees seemed to close in, their branches clawing at the sky. My headlights flickered. I frowned. No, 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 I whispered, tapping the dashboard as if that would fix it. The lights dimmed, then brightened again. My stomach churned. If the car broke down out here, I'd be stranded. No phone signal, no help for miles. The engine sputtered. Come on, I pleaded, pressing the gas pedal harder. The car lurched, then steadied. The headlights flickered once more before going out completely. I slammed my hands on the wheel. No! The car rolled to a stop, the engine dying with a final, pathetic cough. I sat there, heart pounding, staring into the impenetrable darkness. The silence was absolute now, broken only by the sound of my own breathing. I fumbled for my phone, but the screen remained stubbornly black. Of course it was dead. I cursed under my breath and leaned back in my seat, trying to think. I could wait for another car to pass, but how long would that take? Hours? Days? I couldn't just sit here. I opened the door and stepped out into the night. The air was cold, biting at my skin. I popped the hood and pulled out my flashlight, its beam weak but steady. The engine looked fine as far as I could tell. No obvious issues. I slammed the hood shut and leaned against the car, staring down the road. That's when I heard it. A sound, faint but unmistakable. A step. Slow, deliberate, crunching on the gravel shoulder. My breath caught in my throat. I turned the flashlight toward the sound, but the beam didn't reach far enough. The footsteps stopped. "Hello," I called, my voice trembling. "Is someone there?" No answer, just silence. I shone the light down the road, but it revealed nothing. The darkness seemed to swallow the beam whole. My heart was racing now, my instincts screaming at me to get back in the car, to lock the doors, to hide. But I couldn't move. I was frozen, staring into the void. Then I saw him. The man from before. He was closer now, standing just at the edge of the light. His face was still pale, still expressionless. His eyes were dark, hollow, like two bottomless pits. He didn't speak, didn't move, just stared. I stumbled back, fumbling for the car door. My fingers found the handle, and I yanked it open, throwing myself inside. I locked the doors and gripped the steering wheel, my breath coming in short, panicked gasps. I glanced at the rearview mirror. He was gone. I let out a shaky laugh. "Just my imagination," I whispered. "Just my stupid, overactive imagination." But deep down I knew that wasn't true. Something was out there. Something was wrong. I turned the key in the ignition, praying the car would start. The engine sputtered, then roared to life. The headlights flickered on, illuminating the road ahead. I didn't hesitate. I slammed the car into gear and hit the gas, speeding down the highway. I didn't look back. The road seemed different now. The trees were thicker, their branches tangling together to form a canopy that blocked out the moon. The headlights barely pierced the gloom. I drove faster, desperate to put as much distance between me and that man as possible. That's when I saw the sign. It was old, the paint peeling and faded. The words were barely legible. "Welcome to Black Hollow." I frowned. I didn't remember passing a town called Black Hollow. I didn't remember passing anything at all. The road narrowed, the trees pressing in on either side. The headlights flickered again, and I gripped the wheel tighter. "Not now," I muttered. "Please, not now." The car sputtered, then died. The headlights went out, plunging me into darkness once more. I cursed, pounding the steering wheel. "No, no, no." I reached for the flashlight, but it was gone. I must have dropped it outside. I was completely blind. I fumbled for my phone again, but it was still dead. I was trapped. Then I heard it. The footsteps. They were closer now, just outside the car. I could hear the gravel crunching underfoot. My breath came in shallow gasps as I pressed myself against the seat, trying to make myself as small as possible. A hand slammed against the window. I screamed, scrambling away from the door. The hand was pale, the fingers long and thin. It tapped against the glass once, twice, 3 times. Then it was gone. I sat there, trembling, waiting for something else to happen. But the night was silent again. I didn't know how long I sat there, too afraid to move, too afraid to breathe. But eventually I couldn't take it anymore. I had to get out of here. I reached for the door handle, my hand shaking so badly I could barely grip it. I took a deep breath and pushed the door open, stepping out into the cold night air. The man was standing right in front of me. I stumbled back, my scream caught in my throat. His face was inches from mine, his hollow eyes staring into my soul. His lips curled into a smile, but it wasn't a smile. It was something else, something wrong. "You shouldn't have stopped," he whispered, his voice like nails on a chalkboard. I turned and ran, my feet pounding against the asphalt. The trees loomed around me, their branches reaching out like claws. I didn't know where I was going, but I didn't care. I just had to get away. The footsteps followed me, always just behind, always just out of sight. I ran until my lungs burned, until my legs gave out. I collapsed on the side of the road, gasping for air. When I looked up, I was back at my car. The man was standing beside it, his hand resting on the roof. He tilted his head, his smile widening. "You can't leave," he said. "Not until I let you." I woke up in my car, the engine running, the headlights on. The clock on the dashboard glowed a faint green. 11:47 p.m. as if time stood still. The road ahead was a black ribbon, unspooling endlessly under the pale light of the moon. I tightened my grip on the steering wheel and drove on, knowing I would never escape. When I got home, I grabbed my mobile phone and flipped through the pictures. I was shocked when I saw his picture on the phone screen. The end. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.